Well, hey everyone, good morning to you. It's me. Another edition of Bathroom Chats over here. I'm gonna adjust this camera just slightly because there we go. Now everything looks good. I got a big day today. I'm getting ready. Got a lot going on. I've got a couple people that want to put together offers. This morning for shaving. This stuff, I got it from my old neighbor, my former neighbor, not old, he's not old, Dior Lamousse. Guys, not only is this a good face wash, but it is legit in terms of shaving. And the dogs are in a feisty mood this morning, so if you hear them barking in the background, that is exactly what is going on. Only one of them went out for a walk because the other one couldn't be bothered. So I gotta take the other one out for a walk here shortly. But anyway, I wanted to jump on a couple things. I'm trying to relaunch my podcast. I am having a hard time uploading it, so hopefully that will be uploaded today. I've got it done. I've done everything I'm supposed to, but for some reason it's not wanting to reload or load into the system. So I'm doing something wrong. I just have to figure it out. But last week we talked about on the podcast impending foreclosures because there's a little more than 1,100, and then we also talked about the California Dream Program running out of money. That's a bummer because there are a lot of people who wanted to use that program, and if you didn't have a contract or money set aside for you, you're kind of out of luck. That's no good. But anyway, there are other programs that you can be switched to, so don't worry about that. Don't fret if that was you. But yeah, the money ran out. 300 million ran out pretty quick because remember that was for the whole state of California, not just San Diego County. So anyway, but today I want to talk to you about a couple things. So let's start out by talking inventory, because inventory is still short. I'm trying not to cut myself. Inventory is still short right now, and there isn't anything. I mean, it's unprecedented. We haven't been at these low numbers for quite a while, but right now, as of this morning, there were 1,681 total houses on the market in all price points. I can tell you that number is down from Sunday because it was like 1721 on Sunday. So those numbers are dramatically down. I mean, 100 units when you only got 1,600, that's a lot of units to be down. So anyway, of that, 452 condos are available in the entire city of, or in the entire county of San Diego. And there are 1,229 detached properties on the market in the city. So there's not a ton of inventory, which brings me to my next point, which is multiple offers. They are absolutely 100% back. You know, and we saw this on the rise in 2020 and 2021. So we saw a ton of multiple offers where we were getting, you know, I keep telling you guys this story, one of my properties, we got 33 offers and we sold it 151,000, I believe, over list price. It's not like that, but it's still not, you know, fabulous. You're still getting multiple offers on properties. So when you're out there putting in offers, we need to structure the offers in such a way to create a win for you, the buyer, and a win for the seller. It has to be a win. So, you know, if you're not working with an agent who calls the other agent, so for example, if you are working with an agent and you're a buyer, but your agent is just submitting an offer and not talking to the other agent about strategy or what would make it a win for your clients or for the seller, then you're doing it wrong, and you need to work with somebody who's going to be making those phone calls, because there's plenty of agents who don't do that, which I think is actually a shame, because you can learn a lot from having conversations, right? So one of the things, in this low inventory market, we need to structure wins. You need to be prepared for a multiple offer situation, unless you're writing an offer that's just so outstanding that it's just going to make the seller pop. So we just need to think about those things as we're heading into this market, because the spring market, buyers are out there, guys. I mean, if you've got kids and you want to move into a specific neighborhood for the school, I'm telling you, like, things are going bonkers right now. Oh yeah, Susie, the puppies are playing. They're in there wrestling around. Only one of them's been to the bathroom, so I'm sure the other one, that's his way of telling me he's got to go. But he couldn't be bothered when I tried to pull him out of bed. So just be prepared for a multiple offer situation. Now, that brings me to my other point that I'm hearing a lot of. A lot of you are thinking that there's some sort of housing bubble that's going on, because you're not seeing a lot of properties, that you're thinking that people are going to go into foreclosure and everything. Let's talk about that. I want to address that. Now, I always say no crystal ball here. Absolutely have zero crystal ball, because if I did, I'd be a rich, wealthy man, and then I would share the riches and wealth with you all. But I'm not. So this is what I see that is happening in the market. There isn't a housing bubble in San Diego. However, like we've talked about, there's a little over 1,100 people in pre-foreclosure in San Diego. Now, about 200 of those are businesses, light warehouse, industrial. So if you pull those out, you're down to it in the nines. But we do know statistically that 1 in 4 of those will go to bank-owned. In fact, there was a bank-owned auction last weekend. There's going to be another one this weekend. So if you're in San Diego or anywhere in the country and you know anybody that's in a default situation, let me know, so that way I can connect them with a good agent around the United States, or if they are here in San Diego, that I can have a conversation with them, a confidential conversation to help them. But let's talk about what's happening. Back in 2020, 2021, in the beginning of 2022, interest rates were unprecedentedly low. People were getting interest rates at like 2.75%, and because they were getting those interest rates at 2.75%, they are sitting on that. That's like some of the best decisions of people's adult lives that they've ever made, and that was buying houses in that market. They probably overpaid a little bit, but they're sitting on such a small interest rate that they can't afford to sell, because if they go and try to sell the house and move up, then they're going to their payment's going to jump, and it's going to jump dramatically, because the puppies are playing, by the way. They're wrestling in the living room. But their payment's going to jump up dramatically. Now, when you buy a house, your principal and interest stays the same. Your taxes and insurance may go up because if your county assessor reassesses the property, they may reassess the taxes, so that part of your payment will go up. And same thing with insurance. Insurance rates adjust all the time, but your principal and interest is always going to stay the same. So what's going to end up happening is those people who bought houses with such low interest rates, they're going to do one of two things. They're either A, going to make the house work that they bought. Okay, that's the first thing. And they're just not going to sell it because it just completely fits into their budget. Or B, they're going to hold that property and they are going to become accidental landlords. Now, a lot of people weren't planning on becoming landlords, but they're going to become an accidental landlord. And they're going to take that money and that equity, and they can they'll just have somebody pay down the mortgage, and then they can roll that over into a 1031 exchange in a few years. So what they'll do is they'll end up selling that property, then they'll do a tax-deferred exchange, because now it's become a rental property and you can do that. They'll roll it over, not have to pay capital gains on that. They will have to buy a new property or use that to pay cash for another property. But they're going to become accidental landlords, so they can afford to hold that house for a lot longer. So again, what we were seeing in the early 2000s was the fact that people were getting these funny money loans, and they were at a teaser rate to begin with, but then their rate adjusted and they couldn't make the mortgage payment based on the new rate. That's not happening now. So people are becoming accidental landlords. And there is a housing shortage, especially here in San Diego County, because we don't have a ton of space to build. So you guys got to keep that in mind too. There's not a ton of space to go out. You can go up, but you can't go out in San Diego because there's not a lot of space, and the space that there is very far east. And developers aren't going out there because they know that they can't make a profit out there. So these are the things I want you to keep in mind. That this is not a housing bubble. So if you're waiting for that to happen, it's not going to. All right, guys, that is my 2 cents for today. We have low inventory in San Diego. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each and every one of you a favor. If you know somebody who is looking to sell this year, whether it's in San Diego or anywhere else in the country, please let me know. I can hook you up. I can't sell houses outside of California. I don't really sell houses outside of San Diego, maybe Temecula. I did sell a couple there last year. But I don't really sell houses outside of San Diego, but I can refer you out anywhere in the United States. So I've got great agents everywhere in the United States that I can refer you to because there is a housing shortage. So if you are thinking of selling, please let me know. That's all I got. Dogs barking. They're playing. I'm sure you guys can hear them. They're just going nuts right now. But anyway, drop a comment below on what you would like me to talk about next week. And I will see you live very soon. And I'll upload my podcast. I'll let you guys know where the podcast is going to be upload. I'm trying to get it up. I've been trying for 2 days to get it up. But anyway, we'll see where it goes. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.